With election day almost here, the UK turns towards the polls to figure out what will happen. To find out how the polls are made, I went down to Westminster to talk to the person in charge of election polling at Savanta ComRes, one of the UK's main pollsters. Ronan Barnard, South West Londoner.
So we do the vast majority of our polling online. Generally speaking, there are 2,000 sample, and we use quota sampling. So we try and achieve the appropriate number of young people, older people, men and women, people from different regions in our poll to make them as nationally representative as possible. Yeah, I think leaders have a huge impact in how the party is perceived. They are the public face of their party, and I think that some of the research that ComRes has done recently has shown that the people do tend to like parties, but maybe not the leaders. And for other parties, they like the leader more than they like the party. So they definitely have an impact. Whether that's positive or negative can be, is up for debate and will be dependent on different personalities. I think we often see that leader favourability ratings are often an even better sort of judge of what an election result might end up looking like, rather than actual voting intention. And in this election, we've definitely seen Jeremy Corbyn have very negative ratings, and that doesn't spell good news for the Labour Party. I don't think that pollsters aim to shape public opinion. I think all we're ever trying to do is give a snapshot in time. We're definitely trying to show what voters will think on any given day. So I think polling can be weaponised by political parties, interest groups, etc., in order to help advance their position. If we started showing the Labour or the Conservative lead narrowing, then that would definitely be weaponised by the Labour Party to show that they've got momentum. But that wouldn't necessarily be our intention. All our intention is to be accurate and to show what we see the picture or the current picture to be. I think one thing that has come out a lot in this election is quite a lot of misinformation and a lack of understanding of polling. And I think the impact of that can be quite can be quite severe for pollsters. All we're ever trying to do is to be as accurate as possible and to show the picture as we see it currently. I think it would be useful for the public at whole to understand the difference between sort of a bogus kind of rogue poll, a Twitter poll, or a poll of TV viewers or readers of a newspaper, versus a British Polling Council member, proper poll, for want of a better word. We put a lot of time and effort and energy into our methods and trying to be as accurate as possible, trying to really measure public opinion as a whole across the whole of the country, not just those that might click on a link or see a Twitter poll or see something that's been shared X hundred thousands of times. It's a bit of an art rather than a science, I think, and I think Twitter polls and other things like that, these rogue, bogus polls, are a challenge for our industry. So I think, understanding the difference between those and why one is high quality and one is low quality would be kind. I think that's the key thing that I would encourage most people, that will, if they were presented with two different sets of data, to be able to distinguish why one is high quality and one isn't.